Hey guys, what's up, and this is TFE Gaming, and today I'll be checking out all the features that were removed from the game over the years. These are those features that were added back in the older FIFAs and they could not make it or removed for some reason. So we'll check out each and every feature that could have been in FIFA 22 but was in the game earlier. One of the biggest missed features from the old game was the create set piece feature. This is something that could be so useful these days since the free kick mechanics in the games lately have been quite underwhelming. The create set piece feature is one thing that we can never forget because it was so OP back in the day, and you can make any sort of run or anything that you want. Just go into the create set piece menu, record your runs pressing the circle button, and you can get any sort of run and any sort of set piece in your training ground. You could even test these set pieces right there in the menu and adjust the runs accordingly. The next thing that I would say has been removed, or I would say it has stopped evolving, is the practice arena. I have made multiple videos on this, and this is something that has been completely underwhelming since the past 4 to 5 years. If you load up the practice arena of FIFA 14 Next Gen or FIFA 15, you'll see how much they worked on it. Even FIFA 11, that's about 10 to 12 years old, has very good practice arenas. The FIFA 22 practice arena I would consider completely removed because it is something that you go there and you get completely bored of the environment and it's so dull and pale. So I would say the practice arena is up there to be back with its glory. The next big feature we're gonna talk about is the practice match feature. This was very good back in the FIFA days, but now it's not present here. Imagine this feature inside career mode right now. You can just try any combination of players you want. You can even try your brand new signings that you just signed from the transfer market. So if they could just bring back the practice match feature, I would love it inside career mode, since you can try your team before you play with them in the big games. Okay, so the next feature we're gonna talk about is the classic kit feature. If you remember, FIFA had so many classic kits that you could select from on the big teams. I remember Arsenal had one and Chelsea had one as well. I think so PSG had 2 of them, but I'm not sure. But in these games you could select from so many classic kits and get all the vintage feels with it. It was so well done that I would love to have this in FIFA 22. The next feature in the list that was removed is the EASFC catalog. I remember I have 1.7 million EASFC coins or whatever this currency is because I've played this game all my life, so I'm at like 110 or something, the level that's maxed out. So this system was, you can just buy kits from it, you can buy balls from it, you can buy celebrations from it. So it's a very nice feature and I really liked it in the back in the day, and I used to go in this and buy it completely. I remember you could just gift it to a friend as well, which was a very nice thing, since if your friend is new to the game you can gift him celebrations, you can gift him pro unlocks. So it's a very nice thing that they had in the game. Okay, so the next feature we'll talk about is the FIFA 16 stadium backgrounds. If you remember, FIFA 16 completely nailed how the menus should look in the background. If you selected your own favorite team, you'll see the same stadium that they play in. That stadium will be the same stadium that will also be present inside the arena. And if you leave the menu for a little bit, you'll see some facts about the stadium when it was built and how many people can it accommodate. So it was a very nice touch for the people who really like their own clubs. The next feature we'll talk about is the Ultimate Team trade offers. For the people who don't know this, you could just trade some cards in Ultimate Team for other cards back in the day. Say if you wanted a Cristiano Ronaldo, you could trade in 3 or 4 cards with some coins as well, and if the guy really likes the offer, he's gonna accept or reject it. It was like the transfer market in real life, and it was really good back in the day. We've been asking for this feature to be back in the game for so many years, but obviously due to some coin selling reasons and the coin sellers completely abusing this feature back in the day, in the current day and age it will be completely destroyed and the market won't be stable. Even though players have come up with a solution that they can just become friends for more than a year, and maybe if then EA allows them to give the trade offer. But then, you know, it's not the same thing as the old thing because it used to work on the transfer market, which is a much bigger pool. The next thing that does not exist anymore is the Brazilian silver squads or the silver skill squads that used to be in back in the day. The silver squads used to be so OP because of the handicap that used to exist in this game, but you can never forget those silver teams who used to go for 6-7 million coins because of each silver who was 77 rated, like Wallison used to sell for about 600k. Those days were the best, and I cannot forget how good these silvers were in the game. Something that I have been missing in the latest games is the EA Sports It's in the Game thing. It's not there anymore. There used to be so cool animation, logo animations, even cutscene animations just after it. Now if you just load FIFA 22, it's just a background poster with Mbappe on it. There is nothing to welcome you in this game. So I would love to see if EA can do this again, since next year this game won't be called FIFA. So having an EA Sports It's in the Game thing, it's actually classic and it's really personal regarding this game. Okay, so the next thing we'll talk about is the national team licenses. If you load up the World Cup game, you'll see how many African teams were in the game. There's so many teams out there, even the small islands were in the game. If you look at this, you can go to the South American nations and you'll see Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay. There's like every team out there in the South American nation that you can take to the World Cup. Same goes with the Asian teams as well. If you check it out, China, even Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, so many teams out there, man. It's just amazing to see that they had a complete 3D model of the globe with dots on it to show how many licenses they had back in the day. But if you load up FIFA 22 today, you'll see the normal national teams that were in the game are not even included. They actually removed about 13 national teams when they released this game. So I don't know what's going wrong here, but the national licenses is something that everybody wants when the World Cup is next year. So they need to sort this out. Another thing that was removed from the game is the instant replay inside the practice arena. You could just score a goal and just go inside the instant replay, check out every angle of that goal, even inside the practice arena, which I really miss because this is something that was really good for thumbnails and for YouTube, and even while sharing on Instagram, man. If there was Instagram back in the day, we would have shared all those arena goals on the practice arena instant replay section. So yeah, add this back in, it's not that difficult, come on. One of the biggest skill moves that I missed back in the day was the Ronaldinho scoop turn. It was so smooth and so fast. I know there is a scoop turn in the game these days, but it's nothing compared to what Ronaldinho used to do. This scoop turn was so smooth, and I hope they add it back in the game. They added something similar this year, which is reverse first time spin or something, but it's not something that's this cool. I would really want this back in the game ASAP. Something that I miss is the penalty mechanics and the penalty stutter mechanics back in the day. The penalty mechanics were so well done that you had the composure down on the right side bottom and you have to get it right in the middle. Once you get that through, you have to aim your circle around the goal and you can shoot the ball in the corner. It was so well done and it was very hard to learn at first, but once you got the hang of it, you could even stutter in the middle and stuff, and I really like these penalties instead of what we have today. The next point we're gonna talk about is the removed icons and legends from FIFA. One of the biggest ones I remember is George Weah. He was in FIFA 17, and if you had this beast, he used to run around like a maniac. Even Cristiano Ronaldo was nothing in front of him. I had him in my FIFA 17 team, and I can never forget how good George Weah was in the game. The next icon we'll remember here is Franz Beckenbauer. He was in FIFA 17, and I can never forget how good this guy was. You can defend with him so easily. He has the pace, he has the defending stats, but then Konami acquired the license of him, and when he was in FIFA, he was one of the best center backs I've ever used in the game. Alright guys, that's the end of the video, and tell me in the comment section below which feature do you miss the most and which feature do you want back in FIFA 22. Until then, like, subscribe, and peace.